Hello, friends. Welcome back. It is the Wisdom Podcast where we are learning to grow and live intentionally through all of the weird transitional phase of life that we're in. Each moment we can learn and we can grow. And today, I believe we're going to grow a lot. We have the beautiful, she is such a sweet soul. I spoke with her for 2 minutes and I'm already like wanting to tear up. So today we do have the lovely Miss Sylvia. And Miss Sylvia, I want you to tell the world who you are and what you do. Just let us know. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for saying yes and for welcoming me to your podcast. So I am Sylvia Morrison. I am the founder of Links Across Borders, an organization that builds libraries in Ghana and provides educational resources. I am also a transformational coach, and I feel aligned with what you are working on bringing out into the world. And that's why I said yes when I saw your invitation to speakers. I thought, yes, I'd love to do this with you.
Don't make me cry, Miss Sylvia. I'm an emotional ball today. Like, my emotions have been on 10, and if you say one word right, I'm gonna cry. I am a crybaby, okay?
That's okay.
So tell us your story. Tell us how you came about, who you are today. Just let us know. What's your story?
So, my story, I'll tell you, we started talking earlier and you said, when I asked you about your intention for the podcast, and one of the things you said is that your intention for this podcast is that the conversations that you have will support others in their walk. Not exactly your words, but their walk, their journey. That as you're going through the various stages of life as a mom, as a wife, as a sister, as a career woman, whoever you are in the world, that you don't just get sucked in or drawn away by it and then you stand up one day and realize you are 60 and you haven't accomplished anything, or you haven't accomplished what your heart really wants to do. Yes. And when you said that, I didn't respond to it, but this is my response. I am 65.
And you are beautiful.
Absolutely.
I hope you look like you about to be 30 next week. Ain't a wrinkle on your skin. You are so beautiful and your spirit is beautiful. And I hope you know that. Like, you are a radiant light and I can feel that from miles away.
Thank you.
Your personality is just feeling like, I feel like I'm wrapped in warm arms right now talking to you. So thank you for saying that. Thank you. So 65 and 65. You look 30. You look 30, so
okay. And when
I need to see a birth certificate.
Okay, I'll send it.
Yes, ma'am.
But when I was one of the prayers that I've carried in my heart since I was a teenage girl is that when I become an older woman, I want to be that older woman who younger women see as an example, as a light pole, as a marker for where they are headed. And I want them to be excited about where they are and where they're headed. So, for you to be having this podcast and you're saying, I'm doing this so that others like yourself, and I'm thinking in the age range and in this stage of life where you are, to not wake up at 60 or stand up at 60 and say, oh my God, what have I done with my life? That was an invitation to me in my 60s to come sit with you and hold a cup and drink together.
Yes, ma'am. See, I'm about to cry.
It's okay.
See, You guys,
It's
I'm
okay.
I'm a crybaby, so just get used to it. Get used to it. So Miss Sylvia,
Yes.
your story, your path, you sound like you have been very enlightened through your journey. Um, at what points through your teenage years, maybe the years that I'm currently in, um, what was that switch from just kind of floating to living intentional?
Mhm.
What was that for you?
Yeah. Thank you. So I grew up in a community that, as I looked around me as a teenage girl, the conditions that I saw for some older women in my community, I knew that that wasn't the life I wanted for myself. I saw that with some of my older folks, and I saw teenagers who were my age at the time following that path, and I decided it wouldn't be me. I wanted something better. And so I planned my life, like really planned as a teenage girl, that I will make sure to complete school perfectly with high grades and everything. And then I went on to teachers college as planned and became a teacher as planned. And I got married as
As
planned.
planned.
And I
Amen.
had the 2 children as
As
planned.
amen.
I'm telling you how perfect it was.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And
So
and
go ahead. Continue.
then in my 30s, I started to notice that although it was all planned and it was perfect and I loved it, there was something in my heart calling me to do something different, which I couldn't tell what it was, but I just knew I wanted more. I wanted more for my children. I wanted more for my family. I felt like there was a bigger life calling me. Yeah. And in the search for that, not having any real direction about how to do that, my marriage fell apart.
Mm, wow.
And that was shocking.
Yeah.
I didn't think that could happen
Mm,
to me,
right. To you.
to other people,
Yes, ma'am.
not to me. We were perfect. Yes,
So
it
at
was.
what point in the marriage did you feel it?
I didn't feel it unraveling.
Okay.
No, I didn't feel it unraveling. In fact, he had an affair, and that is the reason that everybody knows. But as I look back, I do think that we were growing apart already.
Mm,
Because so sometimes we don't notice, and I'm saying this now because of who I think your audience is, and I think it's important that I share this, that you might be in a marriage that is perfect. Nothing is wrong with him and nothing is wrong with her. It's
mm,
perfect. However, we each have come to this earth with a soul contract to be
absolutely.
who I am here to be as an individual, and you are here to be as an individual, and he is here to be as an individual. And because of how we are socialized about marriage, we try to marry our lives in such a way that, yes, the church, we say we become one. Well, we become one in our vision for our lives together, but we still have who we are in the world like
Right.
this. You are called
Desires.
to serve, and he is called to serve. And it might not be in exactly the same way. And so it's really important that early we make commitments to each other to talk about and discuss as we journey, you and your spouse, our audience, and the spouses.
Yes, ma'am.
Have conversations about, honey, how are you feeling inside of you. Our marriage is great. We love each other. The kids are beautiful. We're feeding them and
Right.
bathing. All of that.
We got that. We got
We
that.
got that part. But how are you? Are you feeling good? How are you feeling about work? How are you feeling about your calling? How are you feeling?
Wow.
Yeah, because that's a question I don't think we ask each other. That's a question I didn't ask. We never had that conversation, actually. Right? And I know that for me, God rest his soul in peace, he has transitioned, so he can't speak to this now. But I know that for me, but he was a good person. Even though that marriage ended, he was a good person. And we were friends until he transitioned. But I know for me, and back then I didn't know this, that my life was calling me to more, to something bigger. And I don't mean bigger than him. I just mean bigger than what I was already doing. So I'm on this journey of striving. And I remember him sometimes would say to me, life is good. Why are you trying to do so much?
Wow.
Not holding me back, but still
But
can't
not understanding
understand.
you.
Right.
Yeah. Not
What?
understanding. Right.
Understanding. And so for many who might be watching this conversation right now, you might be at a place where you have a good life, a great marriage, family, kids are doing well, career is going well, but you're still feeling inside of you that there is something that you're being called to do, that life is calling you for more. And you're even afraid to say it because no one else understands. Like, even you don't understand why.
Exactly.
So you can't explain it. So it was in my 30s that I started feeling that. And I started searching. And I would move from one career into another. Always an educator, but in different ways, in different classrooms.
Now, can I ask, at the
Yes.
time, did you live in Ghana, or is that just where the books are going? Where were you at this time in life? I'm getting the details. Were you leaving? Were you coming back?
Good one. Thank you. Because it is true. I'm all over. I call myself a global citizen. So in order to pin me down, you have to ask me, where am I now and where was I then? Yes.
Then, exactly.
Good. So this was happening. I was born and raised in Jamaica. So I'm going back to the beginning. I was born and raised in Jamaica, and I was married in Jamaica. My career started in Jamaica. This that I was describing, the marriage ending and so on. Yes. It started unraveling in Jamaica, and then we moved to Canada and ended it.
Okay. Ended it in Canada.
We ended it.
Yes. Crossed the border, crossed all of it.
That's right. Yeah, we crossed the border and ended it. So
that's cute. I love it.
Yeah. So where was I in this?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll behave. I'm sorry.
No, this is all part of
Canada.
it. Yes.
You're in Canada, and then that's when it unravels and it ends there. Okay.
Yes, so it ended. And so I just continued. This is the other piece. You know, I'm so driven. At that point in time, I still am actually driven. So I just kept going. I remember saying to him, she needs you more than I do. And I'll just keep going. Something else that I'll bring to this part, because it is present with me right now, is that it's amazing how powerful we are as manifestors and how powerful our words are. And sometimes we use our words without recognizing and honoring the power of our words. And so one of the things that I teach in my coaching these days is really about being intentional with our words. Many years before I got married, I remember my mother and I having a conversation about getting married and having kids. And I said to my mother, I will have 2 children. No more. I will have less, but no more than 2. And she said, why? And I said, I only have 2 hands. And in case I have to run from the marriage, I want to be able to, kids in hands. I got them both.
Got 'em.
I got them.
We good. Check it out. Yes, ma'am. I hear you on that.
I said that. There was no obvious reason for me to say that. But I said it. And so years later, although I was married to someone I wanted to be with, someone who wanted to be with me, we were having no trouble.
Wow.
We had a good life. But I had said years ago, I was having my 2 children and my 2 hands ready to run with them.
Wow. Wow. So, and I'm a true believer of that. Our words are seeds.
Yes.
Even the joking words that we say that we think holds no meaning.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the word intentional. Yes. Because a lot of times, even I'm working on it, if I'm being honest, I find myself allowing my emotions to control my reaction. And it can be detrimental when I know those words that are coming out aren't what I thought. I didn't think them through. Yeah. So I'm trying to be intentional with each breath, with each thought. So that way I know that the seeds that are planting, the fruit that will eventually fall from that tree is something that I can eat from.
That's right.
Versus being poisoned, you know?
Yes.
Like, I don't want to eat my own words 10 years down the road and I'm bitter. I'd rather be healthy because I know that even if it doesn't look like I want it to look, I speak the way I want it to look.
That's right.
Because that holds the power. Yes. And I know that the power of death and life are in my tongue. That's right. So I don't say all the little joking words that people, because I know, like, hey, y'all better be careful. Yeah.
Yes.
Those are planting seeds.
Yes.
So you planted the seed.
Yes.
And the tree blooms.
Yes.
You had your 2 babies and you ran.
That's right. My 2 hands and my 2 babies. Yep.
So once you ran, and at what age were you during like the divorce or when you had to learn who you were as a single woman all over again?
In my 30s.
In your 30s.
In my 30s, yes. Because I had planned so well that I had decided that if I didn't already have my 2 babies by age 30, whoever didn't come out already would have to stay.
You stuck. She said, at this point, I'm living my life. Yes, ma'am.
So I had them both by age 30. And so it was into my mid-30s that I, was noticing this. And so because I was so driven and because I had already planted the seed years ago that I was running with my 2 babies, even if there was no reason to run, I created a reason.
Absolutely.
And so I was running. Yeah. So really, I just kept putting one foot in front of the other. Okay, I'm a single mom. I owned that very quickly rather than getting stuck in it. I owned it quickly. And in fact, I started thinking of my then separated husband as my brother right away.
Really?
Yes. That's the other piece. I can't forgive you fast because I'm moving. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
So I forgive you fast. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Let me see how I want that. Was the healing process? Do you think that as the 30-year-olds or in your 30s that you healed properly
No.
from that? Okay.
No. But my intention then was not around healing. It was around moving forward. Just keep going, girl.
Absolutely.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. So when did the healing catch up with you?
So the healing, this is the thing about the healing though. If you don't give it attention, it stays with you forever. You just keep doing bits and pieces of it. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I agree.
So from time to time, another piece of the wounding emerges.
Yeah.
And
scab keeps coming up.
Exactly. And you're like, I don't know what's wrong. Something is going on. I don't know what's the matter. But when you pause and look, you realize, it's from back there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Something about the wounding that happens to us in our lives is that there are some parts that will heal shortly after the injury because we are ready to deal with it. And there are other parts, that are so traumatic that we might not even realize the damage.
Yeah.
And the pain of it doesn't come forward right away.
The adrenaline, an adrenaline rush is taken over.
That's right.
Yeah.
And our bodies, who we are as human beings, our bodies are able to hold on to certain things for us. Our minds help us with that too, to suppress it until we are at a place in our lives where we are able to look at it,
to deal with
it, and to heal it. I've been a trauma-informed counselor for many years, and I've also taught that to students. And so I know that our journey towards healing is not something that happens like that. And so there are many who, something happens and we say, we must bring in the counselor and you need to go to therapy and get it dealt with. But really and truly, when they say, we hear time heals, it's not that time heals all wounds, but it's that all wounds need time in order to heal.
Miss Sylvia, you spitting bars over there, girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I've never in my life. And the way that just shifted my perspective, because we hear that. And I know there's things that we can't deal with in the moment, because if we do, we'll drown.
Yes.
But hearing the way you just flipped it, and it's just the wording was beautiful, because it felt like 10,000 pounds just flew off my shoulders, because they need time.
Yes.
And it's not like the time is healing it, but over time. That was, wow.
Thank you.
Go ahead. You are a coach for real. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because when we go through, whether it's heartbreak in a relationship or with parents or with a friend, anything traumatic, what would you say is the way to intentionally heal? What are steps to take, or how do we know that we've actually healed?
Okay. I want to go to the part steps to take.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Steps to take. One of the things and when I was in my 30s, this would not be my response. But I know this now from living. And so I'm glad that I'm here with you so that I can share this with my daughters and my sisters who are younger, and even some who are my age, because some who are my age, we still don't know this yet. There's much more for us to learn. Something I know is that everything that has happened to me in my life is happening for me. Yes.
Wow.
Because I came to this earth not knowing exactly in my human brain exactly who I'm here to be or why I have come in as a spirit being. And it is my life's journey. Whatever the human events and conditions that I walk through and live in and live through are the various stages that I must experience in order to really become and serve
who I am.
Who I am.
Wow.
So when it's happening to me, it is happening with me. It might not be what I want. And in fact, I might be fighting to protect myself from it. Yes. Because I'm human.
Absolutely.
Yes. When it happens to me, the thing to do is to remember, even as I am screaming bloody murder, I'll be okay. I will be okay. I don't feel okay in the moment. I want somebody to save me. I want justice. I want all kinds of things. However, it is happening for a purpose that is bigger than my human being.
Wow.
And so I would like those around me to help remind me that they're seeing this, they're witnessing this, they're here with me, they're holding me, and we're giving birth to something that we don't know what it is.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is why it's important that we live in community. And when I say community, I'm not talking my compound in the village. Yes,
the neighborhood.
The compound is great. I now live in Ghana, and it's great to have a compound.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
But I mean people around you, your small, tight circle, 2 sisters, a brother, whomever, who can hold you and remind you of who you are as far as they know, and just love you as you're going through it.
I love that. And you said you currently live in Ghana.
Yes. So
we are internationally speaking, and I feel like you are just right next to me. This is insane. The things that I'm just, whoo, my goodness, this is beautiful to me. Beautiful. And I truly appreciate you. I just wanted you to know that before we keep going.
Thank you.
This conversation, I feel like, is like healing all the right spots. And it's work that I still have to do, but you're helping not just me, but a line of women and young boys who don't know what to do. And your words come with such confidence and security and peace that I will be okay.
Yes.
We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
But we have to be intentional with what we do.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So how is life now in Ghana, or where do you want to continue in the story? Because you got a story.
I want to continue with a little piece more on this. Okay, so so community holding you, yes, is important, so that you're not just frailing out. Like, remember how when your baby is your infant that you just brought home from the hospital, and you have the baby in the bath, yeah? And you know how when you take their clothes off and you put them down on the bed, how they just go like, ah, right? But then when you wrap them, when you swaddle them in that blanket,
a cocoon,
how tight and they just, right? For us as human beings, when we're going through the hardship, whatever the hardship is, that's what we need from community. Just somehow wrapping you, that's right. And so if we get swaddled, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Whatever is broken will be mended. The bruises will heal over time. Give it time. Allow time. Yeah. And then the other piece is forgiveness. Now I
Talk about
know,
it.
God, the word
Talk
forgiveness,
about
I
it.
sometimes I'm afraid to say it, because when you say that one, folks go off, like forgiveness, I will not, I cannot.
Yeah.
Forgiveness doesn't come easily just because I say it like that.
Right.
But forgiveness in my life is me choosing, me noticing the charge, the energetic charge that I feel inside of me, um, against someone who has harmed me or hurt me or broken my heart, and dealing with that inside of myself, taking care of me, bathing my wound, caring for it, taking care of it, knowing that the action that the other person took, I had no control over it. And the way I experienced it,
Right.
they had no control over that. Even though they may have
Wow.
intended to hurt me, and they've hurt me, but they still had no control over how I experienced it. They had control over their action.
Wow.
Now, they're still responsible for their action.
Yes, ma'am.
And they will be punished for it, but I'm not the punisher. So why am I taking on the job of being the punisher?
Wow. Wow.
So very early in my life, I kind of somehow, before forgiveness became this big topic, I decided early in my life that I'm not responsible for what somebody else does. And I'm not going to take on the job of being the punisher, because I realized that sometimes the job of the punisher never ends.
Right.
Because what if the person who is creating or doing the damage continues to do that ongoing? Then I will be the punisher forever.
Forever.
I want to enjoy my life.
Yes. I don't have time to keep doing this to you, because it only hurts me in the end. So at the end, I'm a shell of the person that I could be.
That's right. So one of the things that I also believe is that God is a God of love. God is also a God of justice.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So therefore, and in Scripture says, judgment belongs to God. So why am I taking on that job? I am leaving. I say, God, if you are not capable of taking care of that, show yourself to the people that you're not capable.
Wow. Hey.
I challenge you to be capable.
Hey. That is priceless. And God said, okay.
God said,
I got you.
Exactly.
I got you.
So
not my baby. Not my baby.
So I keep going. I keep going. And it doesn't mean that there aren't days when I still feel some anger about what they did to me. And I go, and I might for a few minutes be like, I can't believe they did that. Like, how could they be so cruel? How could they? But I remind myself, it is not my responsibility to punish them. My responsibility is to heal.
Yeah.
And do whatever I need to do to heal and be gentle with myself and notice that I've been bruised, I've been hurt, my heart is broken. Take care of that. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to focus on punishing them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think when we do start to focus on punishing, we become hard to ourselves versus gentle.
That's right.
So the care that we should give ourselves, we just completely abandon.
That's right.
And neglect. Mm-hmm. And then we look back at who we are and we're rock hard hearts. We're just not who we're called to be. Right. Because we're focusing that energy outwards versus and words.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yes.
That is
And
powerful.
that is our work. You know, we
Absolutely.
talk about having world peace. I've been an activist. I've done a lot of human rights work.
Yes,
And I
ma'am.
still come back to every now and then. Peace begins with me.
Mm.
And when I say with me, I'm not just talking about saying hello to my neighbor and having a beautiful smile as I pass somebody on the street. I'm talking about peace in here.
Absolutely.
Peace with who I am. Loving me. Peace enough to wake up in the morning and spend time with my breath and my journal and in prayer or meditation, whatever it is, being quiet and just loving me in the presence of Creator and the new day.
I love that. And I think that's huge because I was brought up Christian
Mm-hmm.
and my beliefs, but finding my own personal relationship with God
Yes.
has truly been my rock.
Yes.
And I had a conversation with a few friends of mine, and we were asking, like, how do we find
Mm-hmm.
peace? How do we maintain peace?
Mm-hmm.
And when we look for peace in the world that has no peace, you won't find it out there. But when I'm in alignment
Yes.
with God who created me to have the
Mm-hmm.
peace that he says is already mine, there's nothing that
That's
compares
right.
to that peace. And with everything, even my own thoughts, if I'm going through turmoil or anything like that, when I'm rooted, because I feel at those times where we kind of shy away from God, and which this is just speaking for myself, when I'm not in alignment, I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to throw me off my
Mm-hmm.
axis versus however you're rooted,
Yeah.
whoever you decide to be rooted
Mm-hmm.
in, whether it's meditation, whoever it
Mm-hmm.
is that grants you that peace. When you're in alignment there,
Yes.
it's so much easier to maintain
Yes.
it.
Absolutely.
So much easier
Yes.
to maintain it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And recognizing that, I know that for many, we that's another topic. We can go on it another day. But we put God,
Gotta get you back.
good,
I gotta get you back, Miss Sylvia.
you
Go
know,
ahead and schedule another one with me before you leave.
when we put God, we put God in this box and we say God looks this way and you talk to God this way or that way and you must look this way in order to be with God. And sometimes when I'm with my kids in the reading club and we're looking at each other and I say to them, when you look at each other, you're looking at God.
Yeah,
And they're shocked.
that's
They're
beautiful.
looking at each other and they're thinking, could that be true? Look at her head. Look at his nose. Look at his feet. And I say, yeah, you're looking at God. So you never
Wow.
see God anywhere else but in people.
Hmm.
Yes. You
Created in his
in his
image.
image. And the thing is, we're doing all this, having arguments about who God is and how God is and where God is. And I can
Hmm.
just imagine God smiling at us saying, look at it. Look at yourself in the mirror, smile at yourself. You're looking at God.
Wow. Wow.
So, I was raised in the church, but I've come to a place in my life where I know that God is in my purse, God is in my heart, God is with me in the bathroom, God is with
Yep.
me when I'm up in the clouds flying, and God is with me when I'm on a motorcycle in Ghana from the market. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wherever I go.
In a
Wherever I
tree,
go.
I lean on a tree and I talk to the tree and I get answers because God's in the tree also. Yes,
Everywhere.
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 Yeah.
I didn't even eat lunch yet, and I feel full. You have fed me
Oh,
such rich and beautiful something that this is what you carry with this is sustenance, this conversation. And I am so thankful that you came here to share this part of your journey and your story, to enlighten others, because I know you will reach millions. You're already global. So, so can I ask you really quick before we go, with being in Ghana and the book club that you have, can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So,
Okay.
I'm the founder of Links Across Borders, and Links Across Borders so far has created 8 libraries in Ghana. 7 of them are in the Volta region and 1 is in the Western region. We have numerous reading clubs in the region. And over the years, we have taken volunteers with us to Ghana. Some of them are students who are in college and university who are looking to do an international placement. COVID stopped that for a while, but we're looking to have that restart.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. One of the projects that I'm working on right now is this year, I published Grace's Lunch.
Yes. Look at that melanin popping on that butt. Yes, ma'am. I love it. What is Grace's Lunch about?
Grace's Lunch is about this young girl who saw a situation at school where, on the playground that her friends didn't have. And that became a problem for her. And she decided to find a way to solve that problem. And so the story takes us through her journey of finding a solution for that problem. And so what we've done with this story, Shani Ahmed is my illustrator in this book, and we really showed her journey, finding her solution to this problem. And my intention, the message in this book is that, we all have what it takes to make a difference. By doing one small thing, each one of us can make a difference in the world. And it doesn't have to be global. It can be right next door, right where you are. And it can be a small thing that you do to make a difference. Because the ripple effects, the impacts, will be much, much bigger than you know. Wow. So right now I am hoping that by the end of October, we will have 1,000 copies of these donated to children in Ghana. So
wow. Can I purchase one and get it sent to me in Florida?
Yes.
I would love I'll read that to my children. I'll share it. If there's a link to it, let's post it.
Yes.
I want to do all that I can, because your light, your love needs to be around the world. Your ripple effect needs to go across this whole world. Cause a tsunami, Miss Sylvia.
Yes, that's the kind that I would love to cause. Yes. So Grace's Lunch is on Amazon. Okay. Yes. I will send you the link. I will also send you the link to our organization, Links Across Borders, because what I'm asking folks to do is donate to the website, because when they donate to the website and then I buy the books, I'll be able to buy more books with the same money that they would spend for one book.
Wow.
Yeah. And if they would donate and let me know that that's what they want to do, then I could write the child's name in the book. I could give the book to the child, and I could say, this book is for you from Auntie so-and-so or Uncle so-and-so. Take a picture and send it back to you to say you donated this for this child. Christmas is coming. Not everybody celebrates Christmas, but the whole world goes down for Christmas.
The whole world.
Therefore, I throw a Christmas party for kids in my village, at Christmas time, and I would love to give them a copy of Grace's Lunch, each one of them in there.
Well, I'm going to donate and be an auntie
Yes.
to one of your little kids, and you let them know that they are loved and that they are important. And if I could hug them, I will, but just to hug the book for me.
Yes.
And that's a hug from Auntie Sierra.
Yes.
I will. I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful to me. This is just, and I truly, which I'll give you more details about how this is truly just like making my mind blown in the moment. But so will you guys, please, if you have any social media or anything that they can follow, let them know, and we'll get out your face. So go ahead, Miss Sylvia. You let them know about you.
So I am Sylvia Morrison on Instagram. I am Sylvia Morrison. The one and only.
The one and the only. The tsunami causer. The global sensation. Yes, ma'am.
And
well, I feel like I have found a lifelong friend, auntie, and mother figure in you. I hope this connection can continue. You are truly a light. And to our listeners, go ahead and subscribe. Follow both of us. Stay in tune and please donate. You guys can change a life and cause a smile. And that's what it is at the end of the day. Let's just have somebody smile, because that goes a long way. So Miss Sylvia, thank you. I am honored to have you on my podcast. This has been an absolutely perfect conversation. I wouldn't have changed a thing from beginning to end. I thank you for being a part of this. So yes, ma'am.
You know, I really appreciate that you've created this platform. Yes. I want you to know that in my heart, I really do believe that you're called to do this at this point in time. And whatever the struggle or the challenge was, sometimes we just have to be shaken so that we will wake up and stand up in our lives. And so I won't have your tears come out now. But I want you to know that this was divine. Yes, this was a divine conspiracy, and you are on your path. And I'm very, very happy that you have called me in at this point in time. I'm here.
Ooh. Well, guys, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to the Wisdom Podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.